Here we have an argumentative essay topic. The topic was if violent video games contributes to youth violence. So here's a student writer who wrote on violent video games. I'm going to read the intro paragraph here, and we're going to discuss what works and what needs improvement. Okay. Due to 1/8 of school attackers, violent video games aren't harmful because attackers wasn't related to violent video games. It's wrong to ban violent video games because if you do ban it, everyone who have at least played it once will join a riot. Next, they could get weapons and use them on buildings or towns to get your attention. Likewise, even if you take them down one by one, the riots will never stop because the U.S. has 50 states and the riots will be all over. Therefore, riots will never stop until you unban violent video games. This intro has a lot of issues. The first sentence here doesn't make sense. So the writer would really need to go back and look at an example to see how could we use an effective essay lead. It lacks a compositional risk. There's no compositional risk. Oops, this one doesn't work that well. Let's go back to the highlighter. There's no compositional risk inside of the intro. So that would need to be improved. The thesis statement is weak. Therefore, the riots will never stop. There's no real connection between riots and violent video games. It just doesn't make sense. So I would recommend that this writer go back and revisit their brainstorming and start with actually thinking about how video games, if they're arguing that video games contribute to some positive interactions with people, then they're going to have to go back and revisit the actual topic to discuss, because they're saying violent video games are not harmful. So they would need to go back and discuss how these video games, why they aren't harmful. And this writer here has a lot of issues alone just looking at the intro.